Welcome. You're on the Malika.vedic Astrology channel, and this is your July forecast. Dear Pisces, this month continues one of the year's most beautiful stories, a period of true flourishing through love, creativity, and all that genuinely nourishes your soul. Before we start, one important note. Forecasts here are based on your rising sign, your ascendant. This isn't Western astrology, this is Vedic astrology. Check out the very first video on this channel. There, I explain in detail how Vedic astrology differs from Western. If you don't yet know your ascendant sign, please write to me with your date of birth, exact time of birth, and place of birth, and I will help you determine it completely free of charge. All contact information is in the description below the video, and I have a small request for you. Let's conduct an experiment. Please return to this video at the end of July and, in the comments, let me know how the forecast reflected in your life, what resonated, and what unfolded differently. It is really interesting and quite important for me to collect all of this feedback with you. In this way, you yourself will be able to see exactly what Vedic astrology is all about and how it truly works. So, let's discuss July for Pisces. What's this month about? For dear Pisces, July is truly a continuation of what began in June. Deep inner work, guided by Saturn in its own sign, truly meets a period of true flourishing, thanks to an exalted Jupiter in the house of children and creativity. The first half is about home and family roots. The latter half of July brings love, kids, and inspiration. Now let's break it all down. Saturn is in your first house in Pisces for the entire month. The first house represents you directly, your body, your energy, character, and how others perceive you. This is the most personal house in your chart, the very core of your identity and self-expression. Saturn is directly in your own sign, and this signifies the continuation of a profound, long-term transit that extends through to the year 2027. Saturn here is slowly and fundamentally reshaping how you perceive yourself and manifest in this world, influencing your identity and self-expression. This may very well be felt as an increased sense of responsibility, a requirement for discipline in areas where you might have previously just gone with the flow effortlessly. Saturn in the first house extends an invitation to truly take your life into your own hands through real, consistent daily actions, rather than just through a beautiful idea. Mars is in the third house in Taurus all month. The third house signifies communications, personal effort, courage, short journeys, younger siblings, essentially your immediate surroundings. This is a place where you act on your own strength, through every step, every word, and every movement. And Mars in this position imbues you with an energetic desire to act through your spoken words and your initiative. You'll feel a strong desire to speak directly, promote your ideas, and accomplish things through your own efforts. This could manifest as that brave conversation you've been putting off for a long time, or actively promoting yourself through written text, via video, or even through a personal project you're deeply invested in. Use this energy for making concrete progress, not for being sharp or abrupt with your immediate circle. The Sun is in the fourth house in Gemini until July 16th. The fourth house is your home, the place where you live. It's the house of your family mother and your bond with her. It's the house of your roots and your inner sense of peace. It is also the house of real estate and vehicles. The Sun here particularly illuminates this area, your visibility through your dwelling, through your relationship with your mother, through your very roots. This could manifest as an important and significant conversation with your family, or perhaps you'll finally resolve your housing situation, or even when your relationships with your mother or other close family members blossom to a new, more open and understanding level. Venus is in the fifth house in Cancer until July 4th. The fifth house covers creativity, self-expression, romance, love, children, joy, and soul-filling things. This is the place where you live authentically, without masks or calculations. At the very beginning of the month, Venus illuminates this area with a warm light. There might be joyous news arriving concerning a child, for instance, a significant achievement in their academics or an artistic pursuit that truly fills you with immense pride. For those of you who are single, a light, pleasant, and rather romantic episode awaits you. For those whose work involves creative endeavors, this will bring forth inspiration. Here, inspiration might come particularly easily within the first few days. Enjoy this brief yet incredibly delightful period to its fullest. Mercury is in the fifth house in Cancer until July 7th. Then it goes into retrograde motion and returns to the fourth house in the sign of Gemini. At the beginning of July, Mercury is in the sixth house. Your thoughts will actively revolve around children, creative projects, or romance. You'll be brimming with lively ideas and inspiring conversations. On July 7th, Mercury goes into retrograde motion and returns to the fourth house, the area of home and family. And this might manifest as you reconsidering a housing decision you made at the beginning of the month, or perhaps revisiting an unresolved family discussion that was left unsaid. This is certainly not the best time for signing documents related to real estate or for making final decisions on domestic matters. It's better to wait until the beginning of August. Mercury's retrograde motion will last until early August. The background theme for the month is Rahu in the 12th house in Aquarius. The 12th house represents the house of solitude, hidden processes, deep rest, and various expenses. A house of isolation from everyone or spiritual practices. All month, Rahu here strengthens the pull toward the spiritual, the hidden, and solitude. This might involve certain practices or a strong urge towards meditation. Alternatively, you might encounter some unexpected expenses during this time. For Pisces, a sign that already lives in a subtle world, this means an amplification of its natural qualities. It's truly important not to get lost in illusions. Ketu is in the sixth house in Leo. The sixth house is all about work, your daily work routine, physical health, rivals, and obstacles. And here, Ketu continues to quietly dissolve your usual work-related obstacles and chronic health problems. Recovery now comes more easily than before. You should trust this process. The main event of July is an exalted Jupiter in the fifth house. Jupiter stays in Cancer all months, and for Jupiter, Cancer is its exalted sign where it's at maximum strength. It's like a planet at the peak of its powers. It gives all the best it has to offer. For Pisces, the sign of Cancer represents the fifth house, encompassing children and all associated aspects, creativity, self-expression, romance, and love. When the most benevolent planet is at its maximum strength in this position, it creates one of the warmest, most profoundly life-affirming transits imaginable. And this powerful influence can truly manifest in a very specific, concrete way. A significant event related to a child could be on the horizon. The birth of a child, a significant life milestone, or a deep connection with your child forged through an honest, heartfelt conversation. For those planning pregnancy, this is a very favorable time. You may experience a surge of creativity, or a long-standing project you've been working on may finally reach a significant milestone. Comes together beautifully, or you might receive well-deserved recognition for your creative endeavors. And in romance, you could meet someone important or reach a new level of intimacy with the person already by your side. On July 16th, the Sun joins Jupiter, and that's when this effect truly becomes especially noticeable and visible. Jupiter remains in Cancer until the end of October. For Pisces, this marks one of the finest periods of the year, a true flourishing when life blossoms through what you genuinely adore. Venus will be entering the 6th house on July 4th. The 6th house represents work, your work routine, physical health, competitors, and obstacles. This also involves daily obligations. And from July 4th, Venus moves here, joining Ketu, which adds a sense of ease and pleasure to your work routine. Work may be more enjoyable these days, and your relationships with colleagues will become warmer while taking care of your health. May come to you more easily and with greater pleasure. On July 16th, the Sun makes its transit into the 5th house, where it will join the exalted Jupiter, also in the 5th house. In the spheres of children, creative pursuits, and romance, the Sun here bestows will and clarity, while Jupiter provides growth and profound blessings. And together in the house of joy, they create a period of true flourishing. This might manifest as a significant and publicly noticeable event connected to your child. It could be a significant accomplishment that you proudly unveil, or perhaps a creative endeavor that at last comes to fruition and garners the recognition it truly deserves. So make the most of these weeks. Be as active as you can be, in terms of creativity, romance, and everything else that truly nourishes your very soul. Okay, let's wrap things up. I'll now give a brief summary of your health, career, finances, and love life for July. Regarding your health in July, Saturn in the 1st house creates a subtle underlying strain on your body. Pay attention to your immune system, avoid getting cold, and allow yourself time to recover. Pisces is physically connected to the feet and the lymphatic system. Devote extra care to these particular areas. Rahu in the 12th house is set to intensify your dreams and inner processes throughout the entire month. If your sleep is disturbed, it's a sign that your nervous system is overloaded. Don't ignore it. Jupiter, exalted in the 5th house, truly acts as a remedy for any feelings of gloom or sadness. Engage in activities that bring you joy. For instance, spend time with children or unleash your creativity, and your well-being will reflect that directly. Ketu in the 6th house continues to subtly dissolve chronic issues, making recovery feel much easier now than it typically would. Do trust in this process. Regarding your finances in July, Mercury's retrograde motion, starting on the 7th, specifically advises against signing any real estate documents. And avoid making any hasty decisions regarding housing matters. It's much better to wait until the beginning of August, specifically because Mercury will still be in retrograde motion until then. Rahu in the 12th house can lead to unusual expenses, for instance on foreign matters, spiritual practices, or perhaps even hidden needs. The main financial joy of the month comes through Jupiter in the 5th house. Unconventional yet delightful avenues for generating income stemming from creativity or activities that bring joy will become particularly prominent after July 16th, once the Sun aligns with Jupiter. Now for your career in July. Ketu in the 6th house continues to make you rethink your usual work processes. Some of your old patterns are fading away, making space for a much lighter and more authentic way of working and being. Don't resist this process. The Sun in the 4th house until July 16th supports an internal reevaluation of your foundations and roots. Of your very foundation and roots. After July 16th, when the Sun joins Jupiter in the 5th house, Career opportunities through creative pursuits become particularly significant for those in professions involving children, education, or other artistic endeavors. July could bring forth very pleasant professional developments and events. Love and relationships in July. For those of you in a relationship, Venus in the 5th house at the start of the month makes romance feel particularly warm and vibrant. Utilize these initial days for genuine gestures and joint creative endeavors. Throughout the entire month, exalted Jupiter in the 5th house truly blesses love. And on July 16th, when the Sun joins it, there could be a significant, publicly visible moment in your relationship, perhaps a heartfelt confession, a shared accomplishment, or pivotal events that draw you even closer together. For those who are seeking a partner, an encounter might occur through a creative environment or through something you genuinely love. This is truly happening right now. Jupiter in exaltation in the 5th house is one of the best transits for meeting a truly significant person in your life, and this manifests particularly favorably after July 16th. The main message for July, my dearest Pisces. This month is another reminder that your strength lies in your ability to feel deeply and love genuinely. Exalted Jupiter in the house of children, creativity, and love is a rare gift, a divine allowance to truly live through joy and gain substantial results from it. It's not through sheer effort, but through the heart. Pisces, this has been a general transit forecast for your sign. Your personal natal chart will specifically reveal which themes are most significant for you as an individual and the extent to which these transits will manifest powerfully in your life. For a truly accurate analysis, your precise date of birth, exact time of birth, and place of birth are all essential. All contact information can be found right below this video. Have a wonderful July, dear Pisces, and may whatever truly fills your soul this month completely fill it to the brim.